staying here. Let's make that. You're staying here.
Bienvenidos. Welcome to track número 26. Let's begin.
Informal.
Te quedas aquí.
Good. Te quedas aquí. You're not staying here.
Quedas. No te
No
quedas.
te quedas aquí.
No te quedas aquí. Or acá. Now, if you want to make that a question,
Aren't you, are you staying here? Te quedas aquí. Te quedas aquí.
you staying here?
No te quedas aquí.
Good. No te quedas aquí. Why aren't you
Quedas
staying here?
Aquí. ¿Por qué no
¿Por
te
qué no
quedas
te quedas aquí?
Very good. What was I go or I'm going? I'm going on a voyage.
Boy.
Voy.
Boy, good. So, how do you think you would say, I'm going to stay? I'm going to remain myself.
Boy. Te quiero. ¿Quieres? Te quiere. Boy, te quiere.
Voy a quedarme.
Good.
Ah.
Until 7. Until
Going to remain myself. Quedarme. The me goes at the end because it's the full verb. So I'm going to stay here. Voy a quedarme. Alright. Looks like I gotta get my head on track here because it's only uphill from here.
Similar to the beginning of September. September in Spanish actually is either septiembre or septiembre. You have two versions of it in Spanish.
Both those ways he said septiembre, they sounded the same. Let me take it back a moment.
Or septiembre. You have two versions of it in Spanish. Septiembre with the P or without the P. Septiembre. And you can see how siete is like the beginning set with the split of the E. So, I'm going to stay, I'm going to remain myself until 7 o'clock. I'm going to
remain myself until 7 o'clock. I'm going to stay until 7 o'clock. Voy quedarme. Voy. Okay. Voy a quedarme a las 7. A las 7.
$7.
Voy a quedarme
A las
hasta
7.
las 7.
Good. Boy.
Hasta las 7. Hasta. What did hasta mean again? Hasta. Until. Hasta meant until. So, voy a quedarme hasta las 7.
A las 7. Very good. How do you say I want to stay?
I want to stay. Quiero quedar. To stay, quedar. Quiero quedar.
Quiero quedarme.
Good. Quiero quedarme.
Quedarme. I want to stay. Quiero quedarme. It's interesting that the may is still there when to stay is just using, or to remain, it's just using the verb. I want to stay, but the may is still present. Quedarme. Or quedarme. Quiero quedarme. So I want to remain. So that is quite interesting.
Talk informally. Do you want to stay?
¿Quieres quedarte? With the may change into te. Quiere quieres. Quieres quedarte.
Quedarte.
Good. Very good. ¿Quieres quedarte? Do you want to remain yourself? What was I must or I owe?
Debo.
Debo.
Debo. Good. What is we
Debo.
owe or we must? Under two.
We must. Debo. What is the verb form of debo? It's all, then it's odd. So, damos? Is it damos? Damos?
Deber. To owe. So we.
Deber. So it's an ER. So, debemos? Debemos?
So it's debemos.
Good. We must stay. So.
Debo. Que. Debo que. Al. Que dar. Debo que. Debo que quedar. But it's we. So nos. Somewhere in there. Debo que. Nos. Debo que quedar.
Remain ourselves. We must stay.
Debemos quedarme. Quedarnos.
Good.
What is it? Debemos quedarnos. Debemos, we must stay. We must stay. Debemos quedarnos.
Of course, this nos or me or te can come at the beginning as well. Nos debemos quedar, debemos quedarnos. Good.
Of course, it could come at the beginning, and that's where I placed it. Nos debemos. So I said debo que. Right? Yeah, I believe so. Debemos. Nos debemos quedar. And the other way around is debemos quedarnos, because that is a changed verb. Deber.
In the sense of possession. So not haber, the other have.
Tengo.
Tengo. So if we add on que to tengo, we get the meaning of have to, which is just like debo, but less serious sounding, just like in English.
And that K being added on is what I tried to do with debo que, quedar, quedarnos. But here's tengo que. The difference is deber is to must or owe or something similar. They're very similar. But he differentiated it by saying that tengo is possessive.
A little bit more serious, then I have to stay. And that difference in register, how it feels, is the same in Spanish. So, how would you say, I have to stay?
Tengo que quedarme. This quedar, I would really like to see it spelled, because it's not in my mind how it's spelled. So I'm going off of how it sounds. Quedar. Tengo que quedar. If I have to, I would say me. Tengo que quedarme. Tengo que quedarme.
quedarme.
Good. And how would you say you have to stay, speaking informally?
And tengo is what's that word? Irregular. So you have to is tienes quedarte. Tienes quedarte.
Tienes que quedarte.
Tienes que quedarte. Good.
Tienes que.
You have to
Tienes que
stay
quedarte.
here, informally still.
You have to stay here. You have to. So, can't use debo, even though it seems like you could. So, you have to, tienes que quedarte, you have to stay here. Here is aquí. Sí, aquí or acá. Tienes que tienes quedarte aquí. Let's hear how the student works this out here.
Tienes que quedarte aquí.
Good. I want to know why you have to stay here.
Let's take that
I
back a
want to
moment.
Aquí. Tienes que quedarte aquí.
Good. I want to know why you have to stay here. I want to.
Quiero saber por qué tiene quedarte aquí. Wow, I impressed myself there. Let's hear how the student works it out.
To know. First bit, don't think about the whole sentence. Just think
I want
of
to know.
I want.
Quiero saber.
Saber
Good. Quiero saber. Don't
¿Por
forget
qué?
that bit. Why
Por
por qué
you have to stay here.
tienes que quedarte
aquí.
aquí.
Good. Very good. Quiero saber por qué tienes que quedarte aquí. Good. What does I can or I have the power to?
Puedo.
Puedo. Good. I can stay.
Puedo quedarme.
Good. Puedo quedarme. I can't.
No
Stay.
puede. No
puedo quedarme.
Good. No puedo quedarme. Do you remember how to say tonight? Or this?
Tonight, esta noche. Sí. Esta or esta. Esta noche. Tonight.
This night.
Esta noche.
Esta noche. Good. I can't stay tonight.
No puedo esta noche.
No puedo
Puedo.
quedarme esta noche.
Good. No
Quedarme.
puedo quedarme esta noche.
No puedo quedarme esta noche.
The true form of can is poder. Poder. And this always splitting when we stress it and say puedo. Poder. So how would you say we can or we are able?
Podemos.
Podemos.
Podemos. Very good. We can stay.
Podemos quedarnos.
Podemos
Quedarnos.
quedarnos.
Podemos quedarnos. We can't stay tonight.
No podemos
podemos
quedarnos esta
quedarnos.
noche.
Esta noche.
Good. No podemos quedarnos esta noche. What was to think? Or to be pensive? To think.
To think. To know is saber. To think is pensar. Pensar or pensar.
Pensar.
Good. Pensar. We
Pensar.
think.
Pensar.
Pensamos.
Pensamos.
Good.
Pensamos.
You think informal?
You think informal. Pensas. Pensas.
Pensas.
Good, it should be pensas.
Piensas.
Good,
Ah,
piensas.
irregular.
What do you think?
Pensas, the E gets split in the beginning, so it's bien. Piensas. Piensas.
¿Qué piensas?
¿Qué piensas? Good. Now, if we want to say, do you plan on staying here tonight?
piensas?
We can just
¿Qué piensas?
say,
What
do you think to stay here tonight? Huh? Do you think to stay here tonight? So how would we say this informally?
Piensas, assuming it's question form. So, piensas, que tarde, aquí esta noche.
¿Piensas quedarte aquí esta noche?
Good. ¿Piensas quedarte aquí esta noche? Very good. Now, how would you say, I have stayed? I have stayed. Or I have remained myself. I have stayed.
Tengo quedarme.
Stayed.
He quedado
Quedado.
me. Me quedado.
I don't want you to...
I have is stayed. Quedar. Quedar. Quedero. 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 Me. Let's see how they work this out here.
Feels good. So with logic, you want to place it. And if you're wrong, it's fine. Because if you got there through a faulted logic, you will change the logic.
The change between present and past tense is something that you gotta pay attention to.
Through that mistake. So tell me the rule about where that may can go.
It goes after the to form
Hmm?
and before everything else.
Before the changed verb. It's very important the way
Me.
we instruct ourselves.
Que-
Now I'm giving you always the simplest
quedero.
way that we can
Quedero.
instruct ourselves
Quedero.
accurately. If I tell you before the verb and you tell yourself at the beginning, you lose something. You lose a certain clarity.
Yeah, because nouns might come into the sentence and then
Exactly. We have stayed, we have remained ourselves.
Hemos, quedado, hemos, nos quedado,
nos hemos quedado.
Very good.
quedado,
Nos hemos quedado. We haven't.
quedado, nos before the change verb, and hemos is a change verb, but so is the other one, I believe. But then again, it's past tense. So nos hemos quedado.
Haven't stayed?
No nos hemos quedado.
Very good. No nos hemos quedado. You have stayed. Informal. You have stayed.
Te has quedado.
Good. Te has quedado. Make it a question. Have you stayed?
Que has
Te has quedado.
quedado.
Good. And let's be emphatic now.
Tú,
Say the word for you.
tú te has
Tú
quedado.
te has quedado.
Good. Tú te has quedado. Let's
Tú
make it
Te
negative
has
now.
quedado. Tú
Haven't
te-
you- haven't
te
you
has
stayed?
quedado. No,
Tú no te has
tú.
quedado.
Good. Tú no te has
Tú
quedado.
no te
Good.
has quedado.
Llamar in Spanish is
Llamar.
to call or to phone, to telephone. Llamar. LL, which we said is pronounced like Y in most of Spanish speaking world, to call.
Llamar.
How do you say I call?
Llama.
Llamo.
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 If you want to introduce yourself, instead of saying my name is, in Spanish, it's much more common to
Me
say I call
llamo.
myself.
Me llamo.
Me llamo. And then you can
Alright, going to cut it a few seconds short there. It is most certainly picking up in difficulty, so you have to keep a clear mind. So, moving on to the next track. Adios.